All right, tech bros, tech baddies, everybody else out there, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. I just want to hop right into it, guys. Breaking news: Spirit Airline has been closed. It's been shut down, and it seems like the whole world is shocked by this. I'm not, but we're going to talk about it today because I think that there are two things that we really can take away from this, from the whole Spirit Airline thing shutting down. So first, to not bore everybody with a few, I guess, stats or facts or whatever you want to call it, Spirit Airline, right? First of all, it's been widely known as the Waffle House of the skies, okay? For anybody who's been plugged in, to the news or anything like that, guys, this was coming, okay? This was something that we've seen that should have been coming down the pike that really shouldn't shock a lot of people, but it really is. And I just don't really know why. But like one of the things that happened, I think, as during the pandemic, like JetBlue had been trying to buy them for a while. And then I think that Frontier wanted to merge with them. They were trying to get a buyout. I think it was like $500 million from the administration. And that was not going to work out. So, I mean, this was essentially coming down the pike, right? From what we've seen over the last 48 hours, people have really been stranded in a lot of places. From what I've been hearing, there's about at least over 1 million flights that had to get canceled for people who had previous flights and stuff like that with Spirit. And right now there are no employees. So if you were to go to a Spirit airline stand, check in, there will be no customer service there. If you go to the website, there's no customer service. There's no one who's going to respond to you and everything like that. So first things first, let me just say this. I feel sorry for the people who got stranded, right? Like I don't want to sound like I'm being insensitive to people who got stranded for flights and things like that, who need to get back home, who were stuck places, who maybe had to, obviously they had to get different flights. They probably had to hop on Delta. They probably had to hop on American, any other of the airlines that we have out there. I know that they had to kind of figure that out. A lot of flights got canceled. I will say that I am not a big traveler. I like to keep my feet on American soil a lot, but I am going to start getting into traveling pretty soon, and hopefully I get to take you guys with me as on that journey when it comes to traveling. But I do have a lot of friends who do travel. They travel a lot, and I had a lot of friends who caught Spirit Airlines and stuff, and mixed reviews from what I say. I actually hear more of the not so great things about Spirit versus the things that are actually great about Spirit. So I guess take that, with whatever grain of salt that you want to take it with. That's perfectly fine. But like I said, I've always kind of got mixed reviews, but it tends to, when you look at Spirit, I always tend to see them highlight the bad about Spirit. It's kind of like, again, Waffle House, right? You typically will see the Waffle House fights, right? Like that's typically the thing that makes headline news. People getting beat up in Waffle House, a fight broke out, a manager fighting the employee, or something like that. So those are typically the highlights that get brought to mainstream media when these things happen. So I just want to take a moment, and it compelled me to do this because I've been seeing a lot of people online talk about this, and obviously, like I said, I have a lot of friends that travel, so I'm really looking forward to, in the comments, all of my people who are following me or anybody's watching, again, if you're a traveler, if you fly Spirit or anything like that, please, let's say some kind words at the funeral of Spirit, as you will. Some kind words about Spirit or anything like that, or what your fondest memories of Spirit are. I'll be more than happy to hear those comments, or hear what you have to say and read the comments about that. But it's two things I actually really want to get into about the whole Spirit thing that I think that we could take away from this, okay? First things first, guys. This was not going to last forever. Okay, so for those of you who flew Spirit, guys, I know that this was a low-cost airline, and Spirit had you paying for certain things, right? Spirit had a pretty decent business model the way it started, right? You pay for a cheap flight, and for all the additional things that you want to pay for, like bag fees, and if you want in-service stuff, you had to pay additional for that. And if you didn't give a damn about any of those things, you didn't have to pay for it. So it didn't work for your advantage because you didn't need it, right? So in that case, that's a great business model from Spirit, right? To start it off like that. But what I want you guys to understand is, like, I've heard that some of the round trip, you can get $80 for a round trip flight, right? And again, that's a steal in a lot of places. Again, I have traveled, but I'm not a big traveler, right? So I know that that can be a thing. But the reason why I say, guys, it wasn't supposed to last forever is because things that typically are low cost or that are very inexpensive don't always last long, okay? Like, for example, again, I'm a foodie. I'm a big guy, right? I'm losing weight currently, but I like to eat. And one thing I used to eat a lot of, especially when I was younger, is double cheeseburgers from McDonald's. Let me tell you something. I loved the double cheeseburger from McDonald's. I do not eat it that much anymore, but I really loved them. And for those of you who are old enough to remember, the double cheeseburger was $1, okay? $1. When I tell you, it was a steal for a sandwich, right? And what I tend to notice as the double cheeseburger became popular, people were buying them out. You had people go to McDonald's, they'd buy like 20 of them joints for $20 or whatever, right? I knew it wasn't gonna last forever, right? And then what did they wind up doing? They wound up introducing the McDouble, right? Which they currently have right now, which I think that was at one point $1. It might be $1 now, but I think it's like a 3 for $3. I don't know. But they have the McDouble now. And the only difference between the McDouble and the double cheeseburger is one piece of cheese. That's it. Everything else is the same. Bread's the same, meat's the same, the pickles and onions on the ketchup and mustard the same. Everything else the same, guys. But the bottom line, what I'm trying to say is that, guys, stuff that's relatively inexpensive, it does not last forever, because sometimes a lot of these companies don't plan further out for the business model to continue to do well when you continue to offer things at a discount. And obviously customer service isn't great with Spirit, right? Because again, this is all the videos that we see and everything that's going on, right? So I just want to kind of, you know, emphasize that point, guys. You get what you pay for, right? That's why Spirit had the reputation that it did. Again, you got to where you got to cheap, right? But the flight was probably very difficult from what I've heard, right? The flight can be a little difficult, right? So that's the first thing I wanted to bring up. And the second thing I really want to bring up, which is the most important part about this, guys, is so many people were shocked by this outcome of Spirit getting shut down. And the reason why people are so shocked by this is because a lot of people truly just don't tune into the world of politics and the world of business and money and finance and stuff like that. Guys, I really need people, for those of you who are watching, I really need you guys to start tuning in to the world of finance, to the world of business, to the things that could potentially impact you. You guys, you need to take have better responsibility of tuning into those things. All week long, I have heard about Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion, and if he really cheated, if he didn't, if Meg deserved to have that kind of man, if he didn't, and all this other stuff. And so many people were shocked by the outcome of Spirit Airlines. And I'm like, why are you guys so shocked? Like, if you guys were following the news from the last several months or even several years, you guys should have known that this was coming. Now, again, no disrespect to anybody who got stranded or anything like that. I want people to get home. I hope that those people get home safe. My heart goes out to them. But the people that are getting online that are super shocked about Spirit getting shut down, guys, this was coming in the making. And if you guys just watch the news, if you guys keep in touch and stay focused on the things that are important, or more importantly, things that could have an impact on you, guys, you will put yourself in a better position to prepare for things like this, okay? My mom and dad, when I was younger, always tried to get me to watch the news. They say you should always at least know what's going on in your neighborhood. Maybe you don't want to watch worldwide news, and that's fine, sure. But you should at least be watching the local news to see what's going on in your neighborhood. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I've watched the news and I didn't even know something happened to me, or something happened to the people that live a block down from me, or the police officers were down, you know, a couple streets down from me because of something that happened. And more importantly, I have to think, and you guys should do this as well, when you guys see the news and stuff like that, you need to think about how it could actually impact you. Because going forward, guys, there's so many things going on in the news. There's a lot of propaganda. And everyone needs to start educating themselves, not just on entertainment, not just on the breakups and the relationships and who's following who on Instagram and stuff like that. I need you guys to start taking a better accountability of the things that you consume. And again, in my previous video, you guys need to consume content effectively. Okay, this Spirit situation, again, I'm sorry to the people that's happening to them. I hope they get home, guys. But at the end of the day, you need to start consuming more educational, important content, guys. The last point I want to make, guys, I want you to start treating content like you take daily medicine. Okay, yes, there's going to be some medicine that tastes like shit and you're not going to like it, but you need it. And it's here to help you survive so that you can live a longer, fuller, healthier life. All right. So listen, in the comments, guys, please leave anything that you have to say about Spirit. If you agree, if you don't agree, that's perfectly fine, guys. Please let me know. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you plan on what's the next best airline to fly at this point. I mean, I hear Delta, you know, I don't know. I hear different ones. I tend to typically fly Delta. The last couple times I flew Delta. They work pretty fine to me. So at the end of the day, guys, like I said, as always, whenever you consume content, you eat the meat, you spit out the bones. You take the information that you need, you apply it. If it doesn't apply, then let it fly. All right, guys, I will catch you in the next one.